gym your favorite hobby. Swear you the baddest at the party. Two-turn to go right in the Audi. She gon' ride it like a Kawasaki. Anything you can do, I can do better. You got the juice, but the sauce is forever. Shopping at Marshalls, I buy Gucci sweater. Just spend a rack on my mace and my jealous. Bad bitch, body, skin tone, looking like she came from the island. Off-white, fashion over, never needed stylist. Love getting high, that's my new co-pilot.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. It is it's your boy Sweatpants Jesus.
And your boy Vsaaace here.
It is we are so stoked to have you guys with us on the All Sauce team today. V, it's the most wonderful time of the year, brother. The playoffs are only a couple games away. We are super stoked to have you guys with us talking all about the NBA today. Kind of a weird slate in the NBA tonight. Lots of big spreads. Lots of guys probably going to be sitting this one out tonight, but there's lots of lines and lots of spots to be attacked today. So we appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me and V today. This is brought to you by Betting News. Go to bettingnews.com. You can check out everything you need to know about the entire NBA playoffs in the next couple of games over the next few days, and then get involved with what we got going on in the playoffs. We got NZ in the house. Let's go.
How's it going, brother?
Word. So how are you today, man? How's it going?
I'm doing fantastic, man. It's Friday. Kind of had like a nice, easy morning today. Good Friday, day off. So it's just a nice day. How about you?
Good, man. Good. Except for the fact that I died and I'm in a cave today. But I'll be back. I'll be back on Sunday. Don't worry.
I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll see you then. I'll take a 48-hour nap. No, I had a good day. I had a little bit of a stressful, busy day, but it's over now. Friday vibes are high, and I'm ready to go through this NBA slate, man. It's a little bit funky. Lots of big spreads, like we were talking about a little bit before we got going. Kind of weird to kind of know exactly what to attack, but I know we both got some plays that we really like. We'll talk a little bit about some of the like playoffs implications, the different scenarios that can happen tonight. I mean, the Western Conference is a crapshoot. Like literally 5 through 10 today is we're separated by like a game and a half. They could all qualify for each individual spot. So, I mean, the Thunder and the Mavs are the only ones that are either going to get into the 10 seed, but 5 through 9 is literally can be any team from the Warriors all the way down to the Timberwolves. So, pretty nasty there. And then, the Nets got to win tonight as well to hold off the Heat. If the Heat win tonight and the Nets lose, then that 6th spot in the East gets really complicated as well. So
you kind of see, I think the Miami Heat kind of throwing the towel there, sitting Jimmy Butler, sitting Bam Adebayo. I think they're just kind of like, I don't really see the Nets losing to the Magic today.
I don't either. I mean, I think they went for it last night, got that big win in Philly, kind of just, I don't know, solidified the 7 for sure. And if the Magic magically win today against the Nets, then we'll see what happens on Sunday. But yeah, I don't see that happening either. But just a real quick shout out for our intro song. That was Lines and Tequila by our buddy Taffy. Go follow him on Instagram and TikTok at TaffyFit. If you guys have a song that you would like to have on the show, drop it in here. Send me a DM. Yep, we got Chef in the house. Let's go.
Chef.
I expect a Fields rushing yards over under 2.5. That's the line for that. That will come at some point throughout the show. Word. All right, so let's get going. Let's play some Smash or Pass and get into some of our favorite stuff today. All right, so for Smash or Pass today, the way we're going to do things, we're not going to be talking about lines or anything specifically like that. The way we're going to do it on Smash or Pass today is I'm going to ask B, and then I'm going to give my opinion on the 2 teams from the East and the West that are most likely going to be in the playoffs or already in the playoffs. That is a lower seed that we would smash, that we think has a really good chance to go deep in the playoffs, that has got really good value, that's worth taking a bet on, especially at a lower seed value. For the pass, it's going to be our like least favorite top seed teams, 1 through 4, something like that. A team that we don't really believe in, somebody that we don't really find a lot of value in from the West and from the East. So, V, I'll let you go first. What is your what's your smash? Which team on the lower end of things on the West or the East would you buy into right now?
On the lower end, I think this Clippers team, it's kind of surprising that they're sitting this low at this point in the season. I don't think anybody kind of expected them to be I know they're barely at risk of a play-in, but, the risk still is there. That win over the Lakers the other night kind of solidified their spot, I think, in the top 6.
Yep.
But again, I think this Clippers team is a team that nobody really wants to see. Kawhi Leonard, as we know, is really, really fucking good at basketball. And when
Really
it comes
good.
to playoff time, that's when he turns it on, right?
Yep.
That's when he plays the best basketball that we've seen him play, and that's when he kind of cares the most. So they should be seeing Paul George come back at some point in the playoffs. I'm
Ask,
pretty sure.
is that for sure? Like I know he's coming back at some point. He got like a second opinion on that knee injury. Is he like, if they go, I guess maybe win a few games the first couple of rounds of the playoffs, like he's going to come back for a playoff run? Is that kind of the vibe?
Yeah, from what I'm hearing, it could be late first round, early second round. If they make it that far. But I think that again, this Clippers team is a team that nobody really wants to see. They could be seeing the Suns, or they could be up against the I think Kings.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's the Kings or the Suns. So it's gonna be an interesting finish to the season here.
Yeah. All right. So you smashed the Clippers. I'm gonna go with the team on the other side of LA. I'm buying into the Lakers, man. I know that they're so up and down. They're really hard to kind of get on the right side of, but we all know that LeBron is a different animal in the playoffs. He looks healthy. I think that if they run their offense a little bit more through AD, and if LeBron has a couple of those types of games, who knows? They can take over at any particular time. If D'Angelo Russell figures out what the hell he's going to do in this offense, like things could get a little bit interesting for LA. So they're definitely a team in the West that, like in that specific area, that could maybe cause an upset, something like that. I just, I'm a big LeBron guy, so
I have a feeling that they're going to be a popular bet come playoff time, once the standings are kind of set in stone. I know a lot of people think that they're going to smash the Kings if that's how it shakes out.
Oh, I don't know about that. I kind of like the Kings.
That's what I'm saying, right? I know, SPJ. I know. I think people are kind of underrating the Kings right now. They got the highest rated offense of all time. I know they give up a lot of points, but at the end of the day, in a 7-game series, you got to continuously hit those shots, and we know the Kings are going to do just that. They're deep as fuck.
Yeah. I think I was actually thinking about this before we got started, and I didn't say it out loud, but I think that it would be a nice cheeky bet that if you could find a line for Sabonis to be the MVP of the playoffs. I'm sure it's like ridiculous value, but if you think the Kings are going to go pretty deep, maybe even make a run to the finals,
like a finals MVP bet.
Yeah, he would be a good like lotto play for an MVP bet. I mean, obviously Fox as well in that offense, but the way Sabonis has been playing, like if they get to the finals, he's going to be the biggest part of that, and who knows,
I think the most exciting thing about the playoffs this year is that the West is wide open. I know if you ask Laker fans or LeBron fans, it's still his to lose. I know it's LeBron in the playoffs, but this team hasn't shown me,
no.
And the thing is like LeBron used to do that stuff in the East, but if you look, I was talking to my friend about this today, if you look at the like disparity between like players back then and now, like there's like probably 6 or 7 guys on every single NBA roster that could give you 30, 35 a night if they got their usage. They're just not getting the usage because there's players better than them, right?
Look at Mikal Bridges, for example, right?
Like he just sat there in Phoenix getting maybe 12 shots a game, and now you give him the volume he really deserves, and he's averaging 27. I'm going to talk about him later. We're going to be riding that dude later, but sorry, pause. Let's keep going.
Don't get distracted. Yeah, you can talk about Bridges later. I know you love Bridges. I'm a big Bridges guy too. Any and all locks needed. Let's go. We got Lando.
Oh yeah, Lando.
You came to the right spot. You're here for the good stuff. Word. All right, I'll give you my other smash on the Eastern Conference side of things on a lower seed that I think. This is kind of on the border, but I kind of believe in the Knicks, man. I know that they. I think that this is going to be kind of a prove it situation for the Knicks. They've gotten in kind of on the back of Randall and Brunson, but I think either one of those guys can take over a series. We've kind of seen that all season. If Quickly keeps playing the way he's been playing, like this team could be dangerous, man. Nobody wants to go play in the Garden in the playoffs. Like I think the Knicks have a chance to do something in this Eastern Conference. That was my favorite kind of like lower end tier Eastern. I do also like the Heat as well as maybe a team that could do some damage, especially if Jimmy Butler gets hot. But I really like the Knicks. So what about from the East? What would be your smash spot on the East from the lower side of things?
I think I would probably take the Knicks. The East to me is a lot more kind of set in stone. I'm not really big on the Heat. I just think that I know Jimmy Butler's good and Bam's good and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, to have success in the NBA right now, you need a guy that can put up 27 to 28 points per game. You know what I mean? And most of these teams in the East at least have 2 of those guys that could do it if they saw the prop, like Jason Tatum, JB. You got Drew, Middleton, and Giannis. You got Harden and Embiid, and the emergence of Maxey now. Yeah, you know what I mean.
For sure.
Bam Adebayo 16 to 17 points per game, and Jimmy Butler, I know he turns it on in the playoffs, blah, 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 but we have yet to see it this season. You still see Kawhi Leonard. He has those glimpses during the regular season where he goes off for 35 points, where he kind of shuts down this Laker team like he did a few days ago. You know what I mean? We have yet to see that from Jimmy this season. I just don't think that this Heat team is the same team we've seen the last few years, you know? Kind of make noise in the playoffs.
They would have to get massive games from like Tyler Hero and like and Kyle Lowry, and I don't. That's why I kind of was like thought about it for a second, then I was.
But I like the Knicks. I think I'm with you on the Knicks here, SPJ. I think this team is great. The addition of Jalen Brunson. You see Luka. He's out here. He misses him so much. Literally really saying it straight up. You know what I mean?
He really does.
Brunson's been playing fantastic. Randall's been playing great, and quickly off the bench, you know, playing great basketball. RJ Barrett, if he can kind of figure it out, this team can definitely win a first-round series. And depending on who they play in the second round, if it's Celtics, no chance. But depending on who they see in the second round, they could make some noise, man. They can make some noise.
For sure. No doubt. I think that they are probably if they are a decent value to win their first round series, I might have to take that bet, honestly, because I do like them a bunch. Okay, so let's switch to the pass side of things. I'll go first on this one. The West, for me, I'm passing on the Nuggies, man. I'm passing on the Denver Nuggets. I do not believe in this team. I think Jokic is great. I do believe that at any particular point, Jamal Murray can take over a game as well. Michael Porter Jr. has shown flashes, but there's just something about this team that they always fold in the big situations. I don't believe in the Nuggets. I know they're the number one seed. I know they were great. I know I know all the things, but it just, for me, on my gut, as the number one seed, you're not going to get a fantastic value on them. I would pass heavily on the Nuggies. What about you?
I kind of agree with you there, SPJ. But if there was one team that I absolutely had to pass on, like I do still, kind of believe in the Nuggets just because of Jokic. I think it's the Grizzlies, man. I think the Grizzlies are kind of in turmoil right now. I think they're kind of going through it this season. They were looking really, really good. And after last season and the flashes they showed, I just don't think that they finished the season strong. Ja missing the games for whatever reasons. I know it's his personal life, but missing games, his conditioning then after that, and he missed a few more games at the end of the season. It just speaks to more team cohesiveness. They've been missing Steven Adams for majority of the season. I'm pretty sure that he's still out. And exactly, Chef, he took the words right out of my mouth. They don't mesh well right now. And they did in the past when they were winning games and everybody was walking around with this swagger. But this season, it seems like a lot of ego. It seems like a lot of ego in that locker room. You see Dylan Brooks with his pregame outfits, the things he's saying in the media afterwards. It's a little bit too much talking for me. And I just don't think that, like, dogs that bark that loudly end up biting that hard. So I'm all out on the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm all the way out.
You convinced me, because this is a good pick, man. This is a good one. I kind of had forgotten about the Grizzlies because I just, something about the Nuggets.
That tells you exactly why I like this, because you forgot about the Grizzlies.
Exactly. Yeah, no doubt. Send Brooks to the fucking sun. I hate that guy.
I would love to see the Lakers. I know as much as the Warriors-Grizzlies series would be fun, just to see LeBron and AD take the life out of the Grizzlies and see them win a series in the playoffs would be so satisfying.
Oh, dude. If that happens, oh my God, I want that to happen so badly now. Right? Oh my God, that's exactly what I want. All right, so that's the West. All right, for the East, for me, I don't believe in the Sixers, man. I think that I need to see it from Embiid. I know that at any moment he could do it. Harden, they've got all the pieces put together, but I want to see him do it. I don't really believe in this team on the Eastern side of things. I mean, hard to get past the Bucks or the Celtics, honestly. Like, either one of those teams to me is going to go to the conference finals, and probably to the finals game itself, or the series itself. For me, the Sixers is the one team in that top four that just sticks out to me as the team that I don't feel good about. So, what about you?
I'm fully in agreement with you. I had this pegged when we were talking about the Knicks. This is the first team I thought of when you pitched this idea to me about all of this. The one team I'm fully out on is the Sixers. And call it biased. They're this divisional rival. I don't like them. I love Embiid as a player. I think he's great. But honestly, fuck Embiid and fuck the Sixers. But outside of that, it's Doc Rivers, man. Doc Rivers has never been a proven coach. The amount of talent that he has coached in his tenure. When you think about it, he coached Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. All of these guys were coached by Doc Rivers. And now he's got Embiid for the last few years, and he just can't put anything together. He can't get out of the second round. it's actually laughable at this point. I also think that defensively, this team just isn't it. Embiid's kind of soft in the paint, and he doesn't move well as a big. He's not a big defensive guy, and in the playoffs, that's when that shit matters. That's when defense comes out. You've already seen the totals in all the games right now kind of drop significantly. We don't see anything in the 240s anymore. A high 235, maybe a 236 is as high as we're getting at this point in the season. That stuff's going to drop even lower into the low 220s once playoffs start. If you're having teams put up a lot of like 117, 118 points on you, you're not going to win in the playoffs. And I think that's exactly what the Sixer team is. Maxey, yeah, he's great, a little bit undersized. Harden, a little bit slow at the point guard position. He can't guard the dudes that are guarding him and the dudes on the other side of the ball. PJ Tucker, a really, really small forward. And, and Tobias Harris has his flashes. He definitely does. But he has also been one of those guys that has been known to disappear at times. And defensively, yeah, maybe he'll give you a solid 2 games. But in a 7-game series, this just isn't the team that I want. I think the Knicks could take this team. I think the Knicks could take out the Sixers, to be honest, if they were to meet in the playoffs.
No doubt. 100%. I 100% agree with you. I mean, Brunson is a huge matchup problem for them. Like, that would be a really bad matchup for them. I know Embiid would eat, but Embiid eats all the time, and they don't win every single game. So, we agree on this one. I think this is kind of the obvious top-seeded team. They'll probably go to the finals now, no doubt. I just something about. I was watching them the other night in that game last night against the Heat when the Heat needed to win, and they got blown out, and they were talking about it on the broadcast of like, can this team take the next step? And as they were saying it, and I was looking at them on the sideline in my gut, I was like, no, they can't. And I don't know. They don't strike me as the type of team that's going to do it this year. So, all right. So that was a little bit of fun, a little bit of guys that we don't, we either think are going to do really, really good, or we think that they just ain't going to do it. And that was Smash. All right, so let's get into some of these matchups tonight. Talk a little bit about. I want to bring this up real quick from chat, real fast, because Chef, this is a good point for you guys. I can't wait to watch the Bulls lose in the play-in game. Facts. I don't know, Chef. Maybe they'll do some weird stuff. You know how they like to do things. But yeah, so this is for you guys right here. Obviously, this is the play-in game situation on the screen right here. This is the kind of tournament, the way it's broken down. If you guys want to kind of have a look at that real fast. Obviously, the 9th and 10th place seed teams play 7th and 8th place. Whoever wins that 7-8 matchup goes directly into the playoffs. Then the winner of the 9-10 game then plays the loser of the 7-8 game. And then the winner of that game is the 8th seed in the playoffs. So that's a little bit of a rundown of how the play-in game situation works. It's a little bit of a visual for you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it is a tiny bit confusing until you kind of look at it on a screen and kind of check it out. So that was just a nice little visual aid for you to understand.
Yeah, exactly. It makes a lot more sense of it.
Yeah, because it is like, wait, which team goes where? How does this work? So yeah, that's how that goes down. And then if you guys want to check out the screen here as well, this is as of right now. So this is the West, the games in the West tonight. These are all the different playoff implications that are going to be going down as of this evening. Dallas is out if they lose tonight, which I don't know what's going to happen in that game. Golden State clinches a playoff loss with a win and a loss by the Pelicans and the Lakers. Don't really see that happening, but I do think the Warriors should get the job done tonight. Lakers are locked in the play-in game with a loss and a Golden State win. Could possibly see that happening. Memphis is the number 2 seed with a win or a Sacramento loss. Oklahoma City is locked into the play-in game with a Dallas loss. And Sacramento is the number 3 seed with a loss or a Memphis win. So this Kings-Warriors game, since there's quite a bit of implication here, I know the Kings are pretty much going to rest everybody from what I've seen. Almost everyone is questionable. I'd be highly, highly surprised if we see Sabonis and Fox playing this game. They don't really have much to gain here. I don't think they really care about getting the 2 seed, to be honest. They're just going to let Memphis have that at this point. And the Warriors really need to win. This game is away. The Warriors are atrocious on the road. This is one of my favorite, bigger spread games that I would probably think about touching. I wrote about this game, the 9.5 points. The last 3 games that the Warriors have won in the last 5, they've all won by 10 plus. I think that this is just a really good spot for backing the Warriors against probably the Kings B squad. And Steph coming out and having to put on a show to ensure that they go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Did you have any thoughts on this game? I know it's one of the later games.
I don't see Sabonis or Fox. I know there's still a game time decision, and there hasn't been kind of any like official news on that. I just don't see any reason you play them tonight. Nothing happens for you. You don't move up in seeding. It doesn't help with momentum. Only bad things could happen. You know. I think Vegas knows this too. They wouldn't like post a 9.5 point spread if there was any chance they were going to play. You know, that would be giving out free money. So, you said you had a play you liked in this one, SPJ?
I do. So I haven't written it up. Actually, I wanted to kind of talk about it with you a little bit. It's a prop in this game. It's Steph over 4.5 threes. It's plus 100 right now on FanDuel. I'm sorry, man. If you give me Steph over 4.5 for plus money, I'm going to take it. I don't care if they're playing the nobodies. Like if they are going to blow out the Kings, it's probably because Steph is going to hit 4 or 5, or is going to hit 5+ threes. Against the Kings in general, anyway, he's hit 7+ in 2 of his last 3 games this season against the Kings. Last game he didn't get there, but he had almost 30 points anyway. If the Warriors are going to win this game by 10+, Steph is going to have 5+ threes. For plus money, for the best shooter in the league, he could do it in the first half.
Yep.
I will take this number all day long, twice on Sundays, and 3 times on this show. So I really like the latter option, maybe even up to the over 5.5. I think you could bag 6 threes. I really do think the Warriors are going to come out wanting to get the job done early in this game. Come out strong, really put so they don't have to play the fourth quarter, just get in and get out. And I think that kind of leads to Steph doing the job early. So that was kind of my favorite look in this game from what the lines were available. I don't even care if Fox and Sabonis plays or not. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If they play, it's an even better play.
Exactly.
And if they don't, man, we got to remember, I understand that there's no playoff implication or all that kind of stuff for a lot of these teams, and they might be sitting a lot of guys. But we just talked about this SPJ. There's guys on these rosters that can give you 25 to 30 every single night. And as you were talking about all this, I literally somebody just popped into my head. I'm not going to say it yet. I'm going to wait till we get to that game. But it's in the Bucks game, right? We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's just there's going to be guys that are going to pop off for 20, 25. We saw it last night. I think somebody on the Spurs had 16 in the first few minutes, and then I think Pop put his ass on the bench, right? There's going to be – we saw the Nuggets almost win outright last night. Yeah. I got that shit at -7.5 thinking I was slick. Watched it go to minus 12.5. Didn't middle it like an idiot, and the Suns won by, I think, 5.
Yeah.
Crazy. So it kind of – you got to watch these games. Not all of these spreads are going to cover. Not all of these games are going to turn into blowouts. Not even close. No. Especially these teams that are sitting everybody, like the Kings, like the Bucks. These are still teams that have depth, and that's why they are as high in the standings as they are. Because the guys that come off the bench, the guys that play when dudes are sitting or when dudes are hurt, are doing their job, and they're doing it well.
100%.
It starts 1 through 12 on these teams. I can tell you that right now. So this is where we find value. And I think Steph over 4.5 threes against a fast-paced Kings offense that should be shooting even quicker without Sabonis and without Fox there. Should be more rebounds, fast-paced offense for the Warriors. And Steph is coming out he doesn't want to be in another play-in. He's 0-2 in the play-in. He is not fucking around with that shit this season.
No, especially and also with how atrocious they play on the road. He would much rather not have to even fuck around and play in a play-in. I don't know. It just, especially for plus money, give me Steph plus money for over 5 threes all day long. If the alt line comes out, I will definitely be taking over 5.5 if it does come out. I haven't seen it yet. They're probably waiting for the Sabonis Fox for sure news, or a little bit closer to that. But yeah, I think your point is really valid too about a lot of these guys, the sneakier plays. A lot of there's no way that all these teams are covering these big spreads. There's no way. It just doesn't happen.
Yesterday, they put up KD's line at 23.5 points. Everybody's points lines were super duper low. They had DeAndre Ayton at 15.5. I think Booker at 25.5. Right? Now, I don't think Booker hit, but KD had 29. I think Ayton hit with ease, and I was glad that I ended up taking it, because if I was sat there and I was 12.5 point spread, I would have gotten burned on the 7.5, and I would have been sitting there and pissed because I didn't make any of my money back on KD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's going to be some fuckery today. We just got to find it.
Yeah,
off it.
we just got to find it. We got to find the fuckery. All right, give me your. So I'll let you go ahead and give your favorite, or one of your favorite plays. You can just go ahead and start talking, and I'll type it up as you talk about it.
Yeah,
I know you've got a few, but go ahead and get into some stuff that you really like.
So first one I'm on today is a guy that he's burned me the last 2 times I've taken him, but it's Mikal Bridges over 2.5 threes, man. This is just such a great matchup with this Magic team, and the Nets need to win this game to secure sixth. They're not going to fuck around. They're not going to do anything. I don't see any kind of Jacques Vaughn fuckery happening today where we see the guys hit the bench early or we see his bench his entire team. You know what I mean? Out of trying to prove a point. I don't think we see that tonight. Mikal Bridges also had, I think it was 34 versus this Magic team earlier this season.
He did.
He had 6 threes. I think he went 6 of 11. He's had back-to-back terrible shooting games. Terrible shooting games. This is a great matchup for him to bounce back. The Magic give up. Sorry, I have it up right here. 1 sec.
I love this play.
Oh, bro. So, yeah, the Magic are giving up the second most points to small forwards and the first most threes. And I know Mikal Bridges kind of, you can like put him in that shooting guard. I know Cam Johnson being listed at the small forward spot, but just because of size and the way that Mikal plays, he's usually seeing the bigger of the two. He's usually seeing the small forward in that position, and he usually benefits from that. I love this matchup. I don't think the Magic have anyone that can guard him, especially with them sitting everybody. Give me Mikal Bridges. He could hit this in 3 quarters realistically, over 2.5 threes.
For sure. He could hit it in the first half. No doubt. I love this play. I mean, maybe even for the lotto, bro. Because
I think so. 4+ threes, definitely on the table.
Good value for sure.
5. Yeah.
Yep. And he's done really well against this Magic team. And like you said, if the Nets win today, they're in the 6. Like that's it. And I'm sure they want it, especially with how everybody, as soon as KD and Kyrie fucked off, they were kind of like everyone was out on the Nets. You know that these guys know that. Mm-hmm. They feel that. They've been playing like that. I mean, Dinwiddie, these guys have been kind of like the lost misfit toys that kind of got thrown out, and now they're coming out and balling. And they
would love to play spoiler to the Sixers, man. And I think that they would be a super tough out for the Sixers.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges doesn't they don't have anyone that matches up well with him. You can talk about PJ Tucker this or that. Dude's way too old to be guarding guys like Mikal Bridges or Jason Tatum.
Bro, Mikal Bridges would run circles around PJ Tucker.
Yeah, so they just don't match up well. Plus, they bring you Jared Allen, Nick Claxton. Great matchup for Embiid. I know he's not as strong, but he brings length. He bothers his shot, and he brings shot blocking to the table. Right? It would be a good matchup. He's so fast.
And Embiid doesn't do well with quicker, longer big men.
Exactly, especially big men who run the floor. Yeah, because he gets lazy.
Yep. He does. Yeah, that would be a tough. Honestly, that might be a cheeky. If they end up playing each other, that might be a cheeky Nets. That would be some hella value too. How about that? The Sixers beating the Nets beating the Sixers in the first round. Adios Embiid in the first round that way.
Adios Doc Rivers if that happens.
For that. Yeah, that'd be the first phone call.
It should have happened a long time ago. But if that's what gets him out the door.
Hey, fair enough. All right, I'll do mine, and then we can talk a little bit more about some other plays. And this one's cheeky. I don't think that you were expecting me to probably say this play, but I absolutely love this play, man. Well, I have one in the Celtics game that I want to run by you, and I want to discuss it with you that I like almost as much because that game does seem to matter, even though the Celtics aren't really playing anybody. But all right, I've got Kevin Porter Jr. over 2.5 threes. It's minus 145, so it's hella juicy. But I don't care. Is it written down? He's got a whole
Kevin Porter Jr. right there.
He's got a whole paragraph.
Oh my God, get out of my head.
I know.
All right, FPJ, sell me, please.
All right.
I haven't locked it in yet. I'm being a little bitch.
No. All right, so it's minus 145, so it's hella juicy, man. But I don't care. 3+. He's hit 3+ threes in 5 of his last 5. He's had 10+ attempts in 4 straight games. He's been shooting like crazy from deep. He's been scoring like crazy too. But he had 3 the last time he played the Hornets, but that was back in 2021. He's also had 4+ threes in 4 of his last 4 games. I know this because I've been betting on him. It's been great. 4+ is plus 180. Love the value. If you don't want to take the minus 145 at the over 2.5, that's okay. Take the 4+. He's going to take probably 8 to 12 threes again tonight. If you watch this Rockets team play, it's literally just him and Jalen Green running up and down the court, shooting shots. Like that's literally what they're doing right now. And Jabari Smith grabbing rebounds. I love how he also, so he's actually a really, really great player, but he got half of his season got taken away by injury. And I think he's kind of coming back now. He looks like he's healthy. And I feel like that he's kind of proven a point to this Rockets team and also to the league. Like, hey, yeah, I missed some time, but like I'm still a baller. Like I still want to be in this game. It's only I think it was like a 3 or 4 point spread when I looked at it earlier. The Hornets have a terrible perimeter defense. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but they ain't good. They're not really playing anybody either, but I just love this play, man. It's if he takes 10 threes, he's going to hit 3 of them. It's minus 145. Like I said, it might be even juicier than that, depending on where you can get it. But if you can get better value than minus 145, it's fine. Or if you want to pair it with something, I love KPJ over 2.5. It's my favorite play. It's so weird because it's like the Rockets Hornets game is one of my favorite plays. But like we talked about it, like sometimes these games, they're the ones that like guys are going to go nutty.
Yeah,
you know,
I want to talk about the Pistons Pacers game after this too.
Yeah.
Like that's another one. I love this play, SPJ. Another tidbit about this last season. So this is what happens with this Rockets team. It's happened the last 2 or 3 seasons now, especially as long as Kevin Porter's been there. He's been kind of making me money for like the last 2 seasons and now the last 2 games. What happens during this time of the year is the Rockets know they're not making the playoffs. They're already kind of a lottery team. It's kind of solidified. At this point, shooters shoot. It doesn't fucking matter. Jalen Green, I think he took 27 shots last game, right?
Yeah.
He hit like 10 of them, or he shot terribly, but he still had 32 points. Kevin Porter Jr. also shot terribly last game, but they keep shooting. That's what they're there to do. And at this point in the season, they don't give a fuck. Last season, Kevin Porter Jr. in April averaged 29 points. 29 points, SPJ. It wasn't even just 2 games. It was like 6 games. He had a 40. Nuts. The season before that in April, he had a 44-point game and a 55-point game.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. This guy he's made me a lot of money in the month of April the last 2 years, and I think he's going to continue to do the same today. If you really hate the juice on that 2.5 threes, which I think is the best play in this, pivot to the points or just pivot to the 4+. The volume's there. He's taken 10+ threes in his last 4 games, and now he gets the Hornets, who literally have nothing to play for and have just benched everybody. Scott Silas also knows that he's out after this season, so he's just going to fucking run his guys, let them do whatever the hell they want, and it's going to be pickup basketball, which should be great for props.
April All-Star. He is the new April All-Star. Yeah,
exactly.
So last 4 games, 5 of 11 from 3. 6 of 10 from 3, 7 of 13 from 3, 4 of 10 from 3. Those are his last 4 games, like you said. And he took 22 shots, 20 shots, 17 shots, and 16 shots and 17 shots. Yeah, love it. I'm glad you're on the same page with this one. All the numbers point to it. I did not know his history in April as well, which makes me like it even more. Yeah, I love this. I mean, his points, maybe even his points for a lotto is probably a fine look too. But the thing is, his last 2, he's had 20 points. Both games.
Oh, yeah.
5 and 6 threes.
Coming off really bad shooting games. That's why I would definitely pivot to threes and I would eat the juice. Like, it's 30 cents of juice. What is 30 cents of juice compared to, and I know his points line isn't going to be minus 115 right now either. That's probably floating around 120, 125. And
it was 20.5 when I looked earlier, which is, he would have hooked you last game, but he hit 5 threes. How sad would you be, Yeah. And 5+ is, let me pull it up. I had a different game pulled up. 5+ is, I think it's almost plus 400 for 5+. Hit it in 2 straight games. 3 of his last 4. Let's see what 5+ is.
And the interesting thing is, sorry, go ahead, there you go. Like when guys like this, a big significant portion of their volume comes from 3. That's another thing you want to look at. Like how many shots are they taking in a game and how many shots of those are coming from 3, right? That just tells you that they want, like they don't like mid-range jumpers. They want to be shooting from around the perimeter, right? Another guy I'd like to talk about later is Trey Murphy. He's in the same boat. And I think Kevin Porter, you said he had 17 shots last game. I think 11 were from behind the arc.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So
well, it's one of the, I mean, he's the main ball handler in this offense. So like when he comes down the court, it's up to him what he wants to do with the ball. It's not like he's the shooting guard waiting to come off a pick and make a 3. Like if he has the ball coming down the court and he likes the shot, he's going to shoot.
He's going to shoot it.
Yeah. So, well, I'm glad you're on the same page. I think we might have to put this in some sort of play or some sort of lotto. It's got to go in. It's got to go in somehow.
Before we leave this game, I just had one more play I want to talk about. It was Jabari Smith Jr. double.
Yeah.
Plus 110. I got that last night, but he's just been playing absolute great basketball. He's averaging 10.5 rebounds in his last 5 games. 12 rebounds. So he's averaging 10.5 rebounds in his last 5 games, and he's averaging 17 rebound chances in those 5 games. over his last 10 games, that number still sits at 15 rebound chances. So he's doing a lot more on the boards. He's kind of definitely like kind of carving out that power forward role now in this offense. And the other thing too is early in the season, he was seeing about 24, 25, 26 minutes per game. That number now over his last 5 is up to 35 minutes per game. The Rockets know that this is their power forward. He's their future starter, and they should just be giving him minutes. He's been doing everything he can to crash the boards, and he's hit 10-plus points, I think, in 10 of his last 10 games, last I saw. But I love this play for the value, and everybody knows that this is a Hornets front court that we've been fading all season, right? Whether it comes to points, rebounds, whatever it is. We've been fading this even after Plumlee left. They didn't get any fucking better.
Nope.
So nothing should change tonight against this Hornets team that is probably going to give up a lot of points. I think there's going to be a lot of shots taken, and I think there's going to be a good opportunity for offensive rebounds in this one. And that's
100%.
when I love to take a guy's rebound line when I know he's going to get me maybe 2 offensive rebounds at least, 2 to 3 offensive rebounds.
Oh, for sure. You brought this up last week when we were live with Mush, and he got his 10-plus rebounds.
Yeah,
and it was like almost plus 200 last week. This week
was.
They've caught on. Over 8.5 is his regular line on rebounds, minus 138 if you want to go for that instead, but I love the double-double for plus money. I mean, he should probably grab 10 boards.
I also think rebound lines are going to be something that people should look at just with like the low totals. You know what I mean? That means missed shots. That means like I know everybody wants to take points and assists because those are the, like really it seems like rebounding is more random. But if there's more missed shots, that just by default means there's going to be more rebounds available, right?
Facts.
So just make sure you kind of keep an eye on that, everybody that's in here right now.
Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of people rolling in right now, which is awesome. Thanks so much for stopping by. We've got about 40 minutes, until these. We got 50 minutes until the Pistons, Pacers, and this Rockets Hornets game tip off, kind of the early slate. So we've got a little more time to kind of go through a few more games.
Sweet.
We'll cook a lotto near the end, post it out there, and then we'll let you guys have a fantastic Friday. So thanks for dropping in, just hanging out with us. I know you said you have something in this Pistons Pacers game. I have a feeling it's the same thing that I like, but I'm going to let you go because I want to hear what I want to hear what it is. Because if it's the same, and then we're just going to have to start cooking because
it's Jaden Ivey points.
Oh, okay.
Right. It's honestly any of his lines are going to be good, but this Pacers backcourt, man, it's just been something like out of fairy tale. You don't see lines like this. Like we saw what Coin Snatcher hit the last game with the Knicks, right? Yeah. We saw what kind of things he was doing to this Pacers team. Obi 30. Everybody at 32 plus. Obi, Quickly, and Grimes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This Knicks team goes deep. I don't know what the fuck it is or where these dudes came from, but they're good, right? Not to get sidetracked. That just got me super excited on the Knicks again. But
dude, that might be the futures bet right there. The Knicks.
Right?
Are we riding the Knicks? Is that
no, I can't. As a Celtics fan, fuck that. But respectfully, fuck the Knicks. I love you, Coin. But this Pacers team, they give up a lot of points, and that's mainly because they run in transition and they take quick shots. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you take quick shots, that's more offensive possessions for the other team. And I just think that Jaden Ivey is kind of taking over the role as the dominant scorer on this team. He's seen the highest usage. He's getting his assists, he's getting his rebounds. He's doing kind of everything for this team. I think he had 21 shots in their last game against the Thunder. We saw them. I think it was not the last game versus the Thunder, but he's been really good. He's averaging 20.3 points in his last 10 and 22 in his last 5. He already had 17 versus the Pacers this season, and they're kind of putting his line, I think, at 21.5 now. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what they're putting his line at. And that tells me even Vegas thinks he's going to put up a lot of points. That's not a normal line for Jaden Ivey. 20 plus was something you were getting was like probably the first rung of the ladder. Mm-hmm. On Jaden Ivey. Now they're putting him up there because they know this Pacers team gives up a lot of points. They don't have any protection inside the middle. And Jaden Ivey has just seen an insane usage with everybody on the Pistons being either hurt, out, or resting.
Yep. It's also a high total, 233 high total. All right, so I was gonna go with a little bit of a different option here with Ivy, but I love the points too. I think that's a fine bet as well, especially with how you kind of talked about how the line has been set higher for a reason, and that usually means that's probably hitting. I like his assists. It's kind of chalky. I mean, I've seen it drop now to 6.5 from minus 150, which is super juicy. But for me, for the value, just take the double plus 320. He's had 10 plus assists in. Let me see here. He's had 10 plus assists. Just had 10 assists last game. I bet on the 8 plus because that was good value. The 8 plus is fine at plus 180 or plus 150 right now on FanDuel if you wanted to go that route. But the last time he played the Pacers, which was earlier this season when Bogdan was still playing, when Cade Cunningham was still playing. It was in October. It was very early in the season. He had a double-double with rebounds, which is crazy to me. But at that particular point in the season, he was grubbing like that on the boards. But he had a double-double with rebounds. Like I said, double-doubles plus 320. It's worth a sprinkle. I love the points. I think the points is also a fine play. I think that, he could definitely have 25 plus again tonight against this Pacers team. I think he wants to kind of solidify the fact of what his role is in this offense. Like he's going to take a chance to kind of, without Cade in the lineup, without all these other guys, he's taking the opportunities. And so you kind of sold me a little bit more on the points. I didn't play the assist. That was kind of just how I was leaning with that. But I think the points might be the vibe.
I do like both, man. Like I said, I think he had a near double-double last game too. He's been doing kind of everything for this Pistons team, and they're showing like that he is the not point guard of the future, but he is going to be in the future of this team. You know what I mean? Everybody was kind of like excited when they drafted him. His season didn't start out, I think, as hot as everybody did, but he had spurts, and he's kind of finishing the season strong. And I think he carries this into next season.
Facts. 100%. Like I said, the double-double plus 320, don't let that go by, because he had one against the Pacers with rebounds, and he had 10-plus assists last game. He'll probably flirt with one tonight if he plays the whole game, which he will. But he probably will drop 25-plus as well, so you can go either way with Ivy. I like this play bunch. Yeah, the points and assists, Stone, just so you know, the line for that is over 29.5, which is very enticing. But if you think about it from a perspective of if he's going to get 29.5 points and assists, if he scores 22, it means he's got to get 8 assists. So that means he's really going to be close to a double-double for the value purposes. So just some thoughts there. But I do like the points and assists. I mean, you can get it with just points. I don't have anything else in that game. I know you mentioned you touched on Mathurin. Do you want to talk about Mathurin a little bit?
I don't have anything solid. I was just kind of saying, this is a game like, again, the Pistons defense is not great. They give up a lot of points to guards as well. Guards, small forwards, point guards. So, like, this is just one of those games where look at props. I know Nembhard has been a popular play for a lot of people. Guys like that. Mathurin should see a lot of play tonight, too. There's no Halliburton. Buddy Hield hasn't been really shooting a lot. I don't know if he's playing tonight, but I'd probably avoid him if he was. But just, like, some of these young guys that are going to get some time tonight that are going to want to play and, like, shoot a lot. Like, we saw, what was his name? Johnny Juzang come in for the Jazz and put up a fucking flurry last night. I think he had, like, 8 straight points for them.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, you never know what's going to happen, who's going to get played in these games, and, like, what better time to take a shot, right?
For sure. I mean, a lot of these guys, this might be their opportunity, and you never know. You want to put your best foot forward, put as much on tape as you can, and, show these guys that you're there for a reason, right? Yep. All right, word. Well, that's a couple of the early games that are kind of the shitty games, but those are the ones that have the best value sometimes with these player prop lines. Okay, I have a play that I like a lot, almost as much as I like the KPJ lines. Chef's got a play. I want to hear it. Drop it in it's their tryout for next year. Exactly, Stone. That's exactly what's up. Where's the beer? We got the beers. Fields rushing yards. There it is. Over cash. All right. So I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Because I don't really understand this line to me. I'm going to play it, so you're not going to tell me not to. But I want to hear why this line is set where it's at. It's Pascal Siakam, over 35.5 PRA, playing the Celtics tonight. I know that there's no Jaylen Brown. It looks like Brogdon might even be questionable. White's questionable. No Tatum, no Smart. But the Raptors really need to win this game. Like, they got to win. Siakam also absolutely eats your Celtics. I know you also are kind of a Spicy P fan, so I'm sure you probably know that too. He's hit this PRA in 4 of his last 4 versus the Celtics last game, which was the game they just played a couple nights ago. He had 28, 11, and 4. Ask me how I know. He was in a lotto. I bet on everything. I bet I was on his assists instead of the other 2 categories. I love Spicy P in this matchup. Over 35.5 feels like a present. I don't really know why it's there. What's up, Mushy? What's up, dude?
Mush.
So, Chef, I don't think Kyrie's playing, just so you know. I think Kyrie's out tonight. So what do you think about that? What do you think about Siakam? Because I want to know your thoughts on this as a Celtics fan, because I know there's a lot of guys playing, but his PRA is lower than it was the last game they played, and he crushed it. He's had 45 plus PRA versus the Celtics in 4 straight games. Why is his PRA at 35.5? Is something wrong here? Am I hammering this?
I honestly think that you should just hammer this. I think that it's a good play. They're giving us a low spread, and I know it's gonna sound like a homer pick, but I still do like the Celtics to win this game. I think it's gonna be a like grinded out game. This is their second game in Boston in a row. They stayed there they've been there for the last 2 days, stewing after that first loss. He went off in that game as well. I don't see why he doesn't do more of the same tonight. A lot of people are missing for the Celtics tonight, but the Raptors have something kind of to play for. Like if the Hawks were to lose tonight, they could still theoretically jump into that 8th spot and then maybe only have to play one play-in game rather than 2. So I think that's why the Raptors are still kind of putting their guys out there. And if they're doing that, it's so they put their best foot forward. Also, SPG, I was going to ask you, is it official or Tatum and Brown out and everything like that? I see JB out.
Yeah, so Brown is for sure out. I assumed that Tatum was out.
I thought so too. It's kind of weird to what's going on. I don't see Al Horford or Robert Williams on the injury report.
I did see the underdog report earlier today because I was when I was looking at the Siakam play, I was like, okay, first of all, lines 2. Okay, so some guys got to be playing. Saw that Brown was going to be out because I wanted to take Brown again because he ate the other night, which was great, but he's not playing. But Siakam versus the Celtics. My answer about the Tatum is I don't know. I assumed that he's not playing. I do not see official news on that, though.
Yeah, RotoWire's got him projected to start today. I have no idea what's going on with that. Yeah, I don't know why.
Wow, that would make me like Siakam even more then. All right, so I'm just going to read this to you, and then we can move on and we can cook because we've only got about 40 minutes so these games tip off, and I want to give us ample time. So Siakam, last 4 games against the Celtics, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Game before that, 29 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. Game before that, 29 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Game before that, 40 bomb, 13 rebounds, 1 assist. This is a good, interesting idea. I'm sure you probably hate that, but interesting thoughts there. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to take it. 35.5 PRA. I'm going to ladder it. If you can ladder PRA on FanDuel, over 40.5 to me. It's hitting 4 straight games against the Celtics over 40.5 plus 200. Why not? It was probably going to do. I mean, he just did it the other night. You might as well just bet on it again. Why not?
I mean, I see no flaw in that theory or in that.
Great logic, right?
Yeah,
good
great logic.
I mean, he's done it in 4 in a row, and we're going back another couple seasons too. And it's just when they need a bucket, when they need somebody to get the job done in a game, they're going to give it to Pascal. They're literally just going to go down the floor. Van Vliet's just going to kick it to him, and he's just going to do stuff. Like, that's just how they run their offense at the end of the day.
That's who he is for them.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. Thank you for giving me the stamp of approval. That is an official play for me now. Over 35.5 PRA minus 120. I also like. I mean, any category you wanted to take. If you don't want to take his PRA, if you want to take his points, rebounds, assists, anyone, pick and choose. Pick your poison. All right, let's cook. Let's cook a lotto. Anybody in here, if you guys have a play that you really love tonight, please drop it in the chat. I know. All right, Chef wants to know about Horford's threes. We were
just trying to take a look at that. I don't see a lineup for him yet. I don't know if he's at 1.5 or 2.5. I'm assuming 2.5. He smacked last game plus 160, which was dope. But I don't know what's going on with those lines right now.
I'm not seeing lines for this either.
Yeah, depending on the price, Chef. I would take it if it's at over 2.5. I would like it up to nothing lower than like plus 130. I don't think that there's any value on anything lower than that. If you're getting 2.5, don't eat more juice than like minus 140 either. We never know. Like what happens if he just like plays a couple minutes? What if there's some contract incentive that comes out later as to why they're playing, right? Like this game could still definitely be a shit show. So
yeah,
be weary.
All right, so this guy came in yesterday on Brett's Bresso, which we appreciate you being here. Dodgers minus 1.5 again. I told you yesterday when the Dodgers win, they win by 2 always. Facts? Yep.
Can we take him again today, Nico?
That's what he's saying. Take it again
today.
He's
saying take it again today. Okay.
Dodgers minus 1.5 again.
Again, yeah.
I guess, and I said this on the show yesterday, if you only bet that on the Dodgers every single game, you're probably going to make money at the end of at the end of the season, All right, let's cook, dude. Where do you want to start? Should we do KPJ first since we both like it a lot?
I think we should start with KPJ, and I think he's got to go in at 4 or maybe 5 threes.
So if we did the threes at the – we see you, Trent. Yeah, Trent's in here with that's his grandfather. That's his grandpa, actually, on the links, if you didn't know. Let's see. So if we did the 4+ for KPJ, it's plus 180. 5+ is plus 460. Good God. Should we do the 5+? Should we get we get real spicy?
Why not, right? Let's take
Friday?
3 plays. This sounds like a great play. 3 plays, right? This will jack up the odds right from the start.
I love it. All right, let's do that then. So we got first leg is Kevin Porter Jr. 5+ threes plus 460. What's your favorite prop? V, what's your favorite prop?
I think my favorite prop is
Is it Bridges?
I think it's Bridges. Yeah.
So V told it a little bit earlier. If you want to go get the full breakdown, you can watch the recording when this is over, just because we only have a certain amount of time, and I typed over it. But it's Mikal Bridges over 2.5. You got minus 120, right?
Minus 120, yeah.
Beauty. It's still there right now on FanDuel. My favorite prop is Kevin Porter Jr. over 2.5 threes. It's super juicy, minus 145, but I love it. Shit's hitting. And for our lotto, that's what we're doing right now. Where are we at? Here we go. For our lotto, we got him 5+ to get us started, plus 460. All right, now this is where things get a little interesting. Do we do? Because I mean, there's some cheeky options here that we could definitely dive into. I really kind of liked your Ivy points. I feel like that could be a cheeky one. I'm trying to see what 25+ is for him. 25+ is plus 150. So not quite as juicy as you would like.
I think plus 205 on Bet365. If you have that, I'm gonna sprinkle that right now.
25+ is
plus 205. Yeah.
Oh, you're such a lucky man.
I like that.
Jesus.
I like that a lot.
Plus 150 on FanDuel. Look at the disparity there.
Yeah, FanDuel's ladders don't really like the value just isn't there as much as it used to be.
It is not. It is very much not. You gotta. Sometimes you can get sneaky. Oh, here we go. All right, I have a question for you. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about Steph over 5.5 threes?
Oh, I love it. That was going to be the next guy I said.
Plus 210. It just came out. Plus 210.
Plus 210.
Let's
Steph, Ivy, and KPJ.
Okay. All right. So Ivy, and so I wish they had the alt points. They don't on FanDuel, which is pain. But the 25+ for me is only, again, because I'm getting robbed by FanDuel, is plus 150. Which, whatever.
Do you have lines for what's his name, Javon Carter, for the Bucks?
On the Bucks, probably. Let me check. Let's have a gander here. Chat. Also, this is your chance. If you guys have a play you really like, drop it in here because we're gonna we're cooking up this lotto. There's some sneaky nuggets out there. You need to know them. I don't. They don't have any Bucks players listed. This is really unfortunate. Yeah, this is tough. But Kevin Porter Jr. is hot. And Chef Kevin Porter Jr., bro, over 2.5 threes, all the way up to 5. Go to 5. See, look at it. Go to 5.
For 5.
5+, baby. Threes. Yep. All over it, baby. Let's get it. I did have one more thought for you.
Yes.
Because while we're cooking, and then this is something that I found, and I don't know, he may not play tonight. It's a question. I like LeBron in against the Suns. I know that the Suns are playing literally nobody, but Lakers still got to win, and they got to beat them. And LeBron's he's questionable, but his lines are up. Against the Suns last game they played, he had 4 threes in that game. He's also had 4 threes in 2 straight games since returning from injury. 4+ threes for LeBron is plus 410. Now, again, this is not. I think this is like more. I put it in a lotto myself and it didn't hit, but he had 4 threes and it was like, God damn it, of course. I mean, I don't know if AD's playing. I don't even know if LeBron's playing, so it might be a little too questionable in this situation. But I liked the value. I liked his recent success against the Suns, and it could be again kind of the Steph argument. I know you can't compare LeBron shooting threes to Steph shooting threes, but these guys probably want to get the job done early. I could see LeBron just dribbling down the court and just hucking some threes, and hopefully.
I feel like the Lakers really, like LeBron and AD, have to play. I fully understand, but just with the way the Mavericks are still not eliminated, you know what I mean? Lakers can't afford to drop a game tonight. They really can't. I don't think they want to. I get ducking Phoenix. Maybe you don't want to see Phoenix in the first round, but I don't think you want to avoid them bad enough to put yourself in a play-in spot.
No,
You know,
definitely
so
not.
unless LeBron something happens pre-game, I definitely think he's gonna play, and I think that could be a great look, SPJ. Especially with no Mikal Bridges, you're gonna see no KD, nobody else for the Suns. Their perimeter defense is gonna be lacking.
So so they haven't played. He has not played the Suns this season. So when they played, it was last season in March, and he had 5 threes in that game. Game before that, he only had 2 threes. Game before that, he had 5 threes as well. So 2 of his last 3 against the Suns, he's had 4 plus. And then LeBron in general, like I said, he hit 4 last game, his first game back. Game before that, he had 3. But the thing is he's shot the last 3 games, he's shot 6, 10, and 7 threes since returning.
I mean, at that point, all you can hope is that like he has a good shooting night, right? Like if the volume's there, what else can you ask for?
Right.
Right? We're trying to steer clear of blowouts and people not seeing the volume or the minutes that they'll get, right? If he shoots 7 to 8 threes and he doesn't hit, I mean, yeah, okay, be mad he didn't hit 4 threes and your plus 500 didn't hit, but like how mad can you really be?
Yeah, as long as he takes 8 to 10, like we're gonna get close probably.
I say we take that instead of Ivy, just because of the difference in value.
The difference in value. I mean, I could have been. Yeah. All right. I didn't.
I just think it's more worth it for 4 threes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need 4 from him. We need 6 from Steph, and then we need 5 from KPJ. Oh my god!
We got the
6,
4, 5, 6.
Oh my god! I'm ready.
I'm booking it.
Literally locking it in right now.
Hang on. All right.
As we speak.
All right. So we've got, and it's landed. Oh, dude, and it's such a nice number. We only need 3 guys to do a job tonight, gentlemen.
3 guys
and ladies. Maybe there's some ladies in here. So we've got LeBron over 4 plus threes plus 410. We've got Steph over 6 threes plus 210, and then we've got KPJ 5 threes plus 460, and that is plus 8,753.
SPJ, you got much better. What did you get on LeBron?
Plus 410. Plus 410.
Yeah, you beat me there.
Okay.
So yeah.
You know what we could do, and I could be convinced here, and hear me out. I mean, we can switch this up if we want to. If we want to get real cheeky, we could throw Ivy's points 25 plus in here. If I do Ivy 25 plus, it gets to plus 22,034.
I mean, yeah.
It's a lotto, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're gonna hit one, might as well be nuts, right?
Might as well go nuclear. I've gotten so close, man. I've hit one, and then the last you saw, I literally had 2 3 for 4s 2 days.
And every time SPJ hits one, I just want everybody to know he sends me and all the homies like a little bit of like he buys everybody lunch the next day, basically. Every time he hits one of those.
That's how you got it. You got to treat the people right, man. That's how it goes. All right, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it with Ivy 25 plus for plus 22,000, but I'm going to do both. I'm going to do one without Ivy and one with Ivy.
I'm in.
So let's do that. All right. I love it. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. This was some surgical stuff, man. And I think it feels nice too, because, weird slate for sure. Different guys. You don't know who's going to be playing and everything like that. Look at this. Draymond, BI, and Ja triple double. $3 gets $20,000. We'll be seeing. And honestly, that shit could very well hit those 3 guys. That's getting sprinkled. We didn't talk about BI, but the Pelicans really need to win too. And I looked at BI because I almost played his assist last game, and he had 13, and I cried that I didn't. The Pels are playing the Knicks at home tonight. And the Knicks, as we have talked about, yeah, sure, maybe they're not going to be playing their starters, but their bench guys are running people right now. And the Pels really need to win. You said you wanted to talk a minute about Trey Murphy. Did you want to talk about that for a second? Just
love his threes, basically. The volume's there. It's a game against the Knicks. Their perimeter defense is not what it is when Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, and those guys are playing, right? Mm-hmm. They're sitting a lot of guys. They're resting up for the playoffs, and the Pelicans are desperate, And Trey Murphy, I think, has taken 10-plus attempts in like 4 or 5 of his last 6 games, something crazy like that. I just love the volume for a guy playing at home. He also, sorry, I have it right here. He shoots 46% from 3 at home, 36% on the road. He's averaging 5.6 3-point attempts in 29 minutes per game before the All-Star game, Post All-Star game, that's jumped to 8 3-point attempts, and he's shooting 43% now from 3. So he's just been kind of like firing on all cylinders. And against a Knicks team, in a game must-win situation, I just think that he gets the job done today. Trey Murphy. I'm pretty sure it's at over 3.5.
It is.
It's a little bit high, but I still like it there. He's one of those guys that he averages like 13 shots a game. 8 or 9 of those are coming from beyond the arc.
He's been hot.
He's been really hot.
He's been great, and a lot of those have been off of BI assists, which is why he's been going crazy assisting so much because of how hot Murphy's been. I like this, especially for just the regular line over 3.5 plus 122. That gets the job done. And you rightly said, the Pels really need to win. Like they need to win this game. I was kind of out on the Pelicans about a month ago. I thought they were just going to wither away and die, and then BI came back and has literally carried them pretty much into the playoffs. Big BI guy. I love BI.
Big BI guy.
I love BI, dude. I could be honestly his over 7.5. This triple double sprinkle from Chef, even if you don't play all like each individual one, or if you don't play at all, like the BI one is probably my favorite.
I'm taking it right now. I'm taking that exact sprinkle right now.
It's worth a sprink. I mean, I do. I think that's a good spot. I was also looking at Herb Jones for his points. So
he went nuclear last game.
Obviously, he went bonkers the last game. He had 30 plus. I think their whole team had 30 plus points. But his points is over 9.5 minus 124. He's hit in 4 of his last 5 games. I also saw a post-game interview with him, and it was basically like all the guys on the team just telling him to shoot more. Like he was like, "Yeah, I just don't know," and they're just like, "You just need to shoot more, man." And when your teammates believe in you and you'd have a game like that, you can't tell me that he's not going to come out tonight and at least shoot like 5 or 6 more shots than he normally would. He's going to test it out. Like, why not? He just dropped 30. Over 9.5 just seems absurd. And he's going to get close. I don't think he's going to have 30 plus again, but wow, this is interesting. What do you think? I know you're a Rob Will lover / hater, but if he plays over 30 minutes, I would take the under 223 in the Celtics game. Is he going to play tonight?
That's a big if, Nico. Like I have no idea. I'm honestly not even sure why he's not on the injury report, why he's playing or Al's playing. Like there's no reason for these guys to be playing. They should just be resting. Same with Tatum. So outside of Celtics money line, just because like every time they're plus money and I've taken them, they smack or at least cover the spread. You know what I mean? So I'll probably just sprinkle it like as a fan. But I don't know how I feel about anything in that game outside of Raptors props. You know what I mean? Because the Raptors have something to play for. Like we saw with Embiid. The Sixers came out with nothing to play for, but they kind of all came out to play so Embiid could win MVP. They got smoked, right? He ended up playing 31 minutes in an absolute blowout, and he probably shouldn't have even been out there that long. So be wary with the Celtics game. It could be another situation like that where maybe the Raptors just come out firing and we see them just like blow them out.
Yeah, fact. This spread doesn't make a lot of sense to me, which means that I think that they know more about who's playing and who's not right now. And the books haven't posted lines, so it could be a situation where Tatum and all these guys suit up and play 30 minutes, and it kind of gets all funky. But all right, I cooked up this lotto while we were talking in here, myself personally, on plays that I liked a lot that we talked about, and then we should get out of here. Let everybody enjoy the rest of their Fridays. I'll post the lottos that we cooked in here. Had some fun with you guys. Please don't forget, follow Vsaaace on Twitter. He posts his plays every single day, the ones that he talks about on the show, and also every other day. We're getting close to the playoffs, guys. It's going to be fun, so be sure to tune in every Friday. We'll be talking. We have a special guest next week, right, V?
Yes, we do have a special guest. He's a friend of mine. He's actually kind of taught me everything I know about basketball. You know, me and him, we played high school hoops together, and then he taught me a lot during that time, and then even after that. You know, he doesn't bet on the NBA, but he probably knows more about every single player on every single NBA roster than any, like 1 through 12. There's not a guy he doesn't know about. You know what? So like next week, everybody here in chat, come with some questions if you want anything answered, or you know, about the playoffs, about the play-in games. It should be a good time. For sure. Well, and I think there's a good point there too, because like I played basketball. I know you did too. And like sometimes you have to ignore your betting brain and just look at what these dudes are doing on the court. And it's nice to have somebody that doesn't know about the numbers of the betting side of stuff, just to kind of look at what he's seeing with his eyeballs on the court, kind of break down a little bit. Is it LeBron James? Yeah. Yeah, it's LeBron. We're having LeBron. We're having Legoat on next week. He's the Legoat of my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's awesome. Shout out him. Be sure to tune in next Friday. We'll have Vsaace's friend talking all about the playoffs, all about the play-in games, and getting you guys ready and amped up for that.
I'm going to read this lotto one more time, and be sure to go follow the Your Betting News Twitter account. You can go check it out. I'll post the lotto as soon as we're done. You guys can go ride with us, and be sure to.
He won't say it, but make sure you follow SPJ's brand new Twitter account too. After all that bullshit fuckery that Elon made him go through, losing his account. Follow that now, everybody. ASAP.
Thanks, man. Yeah, follow the Singular Sweatpants. I am in a cave right now until Sunday when I rise again. All right, so this is the lotto for the kids. I just cooked it up. The Uno pant, indeed. Jaden Ivey, double.
Fuck yeah.
Kevin Porter Jr., 5+ threes. If Kevin Porter Jr. has a bad night, I'm going to cry, but it's okay. No worries. Pascal Siakam, over 40.5 alt PRA. And Mikal Bridges, 4+ threes. $5 pays $1,204.
Ooh.
Yep. I liked your sell job on Bridges. I agree with that. We both love KPJ. I really liked Siakam and the Ivy double and speaking to me. So there we go.
Absolutely love it, SPJ.
Beauty. All right, V, thank you so much, brother. As always, it's been a fun time. Thanks everybody in chat for hanging out with us on this beautiful Friday. Go to bettingnews.com. You can check out everything you need to know about the NBA, about the NBA playoffs. Get involved with what we got going on there. Go get involved with Vsaaace's Discord as well. Get involved with him posting his plays on there, and go follow him on Twitter, and go follow me on my new Twitter.
Thank you, everybody. Shout out to you guys for coming out on this Friday night. Let's make some coins and let's hit the bars.
Indeed. Everybody have a fantastic Good Friday. We will see you on the next one. See you guys later. Have a good weekend. Take it easy.
Lines and tequila, can't forget the reefer. Always call my phone, but say nothing when I see